Semoga aja gue panas ngeliat Onik ini kali-kali main gitu. Tapi kalau tim itu udah pernah coba tim Liquid ini kan juga udah pernah. Kita lihat ya bagus banget ya padahal. Tapi kalau pas itu kenapa jadi busuk banget? Oke, King Kong kalah nih. Ya udah ada badan. Selena. Oh, fix out. Fix bakal fix. Bakal fix.
What is with these mid lane gods that when their backs against the wall, they want to use a harder mid laner to pull off? That's a good point. Guys, we're about to do this game is so difficult. Let's go Selena. Oh my goodness.
Okay. It's not that we did it earlier, but they're the ones who did it this time. Give me.
I'm honestly looking at two picks here. The Selena for Onyx, the Glue for
Liquid.
I'm thinking
about how the Kibby is gonna fare in this game. He has to worry about the Pinoy. He has to worry about the Madame. The Troll even it might be forced to bring out a Purify when it comes to it.
that's why I'm thinking give her a jetpack so she can fly with now. It is safer and she deals damage along with it.
So there you go. Even Ohem with the Purify.
So Purify is here for TOPH. Match point for them. Is it going to be a Team Liquid Philippines crawling back to the lower bracket to regain their crown? Let's see as we enter Game 6 of the Grand Finals. Casters, take it away. And once again, we jump into the land of dawn. It's match point right now for Team Liquid Philippines. Will we see a Game 7? The golden rivalry, the pride of Lakas ng Pinas. The world is watching. This could be it. Match point. One win away. It's the cavalry. With the emblems. Double boots for Kurt.
Usah, Brisco mati langsung Brisco. Anjing, masih hidup guys.
That's too close for comfort, man. Way too close. Oh, Kara. Pressure, no shadow kill just yet for Carl. He's still level 3. Brusco and Super Fritz willingly took that trade. Two flickers burned though by all. One on the show, one on the trade.
Ganggu sekali. Oh, di atas. Smart. Oh, JP yang mati guys. Waduh.
You gotta do something and they catch JP. Oh, Daisy finds a better target though.
Kara tuh harus dimatiin udah. Dapetin itu orang.
JP fell in mid, but Liquid got the more favorable trade. And it went both junglers have a kill here, so you know, but ultimately that's what happened. It all started with burning those flickers you mentioned earlier on, Redmar. So again, this is the downside of dealing with a Kimmy. That the poke is great there, especially paired up with this Baksha. And again, it's going to be that tanky kind of front line that Onyx Philippines has to deal with when they approach these objectives. First turtle of the game is now up. This is going to be a little bit difficult. Bruce going to knock him over, though. Sanford's going to hit level 4 first. You will have grab grab.
Carl Easy catches that arrow with his face. Sanford now finding a grab. Spacing on Kirk, spacing on Prince. In comes King Kong. JP misses. Retribution. Not needed because Kirk will secure JP. And Sanford very low. A trap going down Sanji. Down goes Dad. Sanford caught between a rock and a hard place. finds the grab
Mati
on
mo
the
dari 4 orang.
Brusco. Oh, he's
Siapa
circling
nih?
around the super fam. They are not going to do good things to him.
Iya,
Yeah, Sanford's got nowhere to go.
iya.
He's trapped.
He's trapped.
Nowhere else. He's just buying time.
Gila ya dikasih King Kong
I mean, for
ya.
that kill, not for the game. I'm not saying like that's it.
Apa ya?
But it's the equivalent of having good cardio in an MMA match.
Karena tidur ya.
Kirk saving on it. You know, I've never been a fan of the Kirk Attack name, but I have always admired the Kirk Attack game, and he came in just in time with that flicker. Fist bump, fist crack, fist break, all the fists right in the key targets, and Carl Teasy was able to get his retribution off in time, but it was difficult considering that he had to shadow out away from the pressure that Brusco was dealing onto him. And when Carl Teasy got in, it was just a second too late. It was Kirk who miraculously got the last hit.
Yep, so a little bit of a lead here for Onyx Philippines right now. Nothing too major though just yet. So PLPH will go ahead and continue to farm up the way they need. And now that you have Brusco on the level 4, now that he has the Way of the Dragon Ultimate available, you could go for some pick-off potential. Now paired up with the Abyssal Arrows, those are also something that can work around Onyx Philippines game plan. It's go for picks, see if you can isolate someone down, and then scale up. And that's already happening for King Kong, having those 2 early kills on this Joy. And like we mentioned, there's Brusco.
JP thought he caught Brusco, but instead he caught an arrow and a trap, slowing down and breaking Onyx formation.
Slowing down on key phrase here. With the Abyssal Arrows getting tossed out by Super Friends, stopping what JP wants to do at the map. Get in the good position to get in a surprise flank angle. Carl Teasy steals away. A rock golem away from King Kong.
A game of inches. Carl Teasy is slowly but surely creeping up, getting more value than King Kong, and those things add up.
Turtles up here once again. Second one. Sanford will go ahead and just try to keep Kirk at bay this time. We'll spot out King Kong as well.
40 damage. Gets a grab on the Kirk. Gets it closer a little bit to Liquid. JP going hunting. Jumps one. Got one more in the tank. Gonna let that one go. Slow take here. Goes bumps right into Kelra. Dodges an arrow.
Oh, JP could be in trouble. Also revitalized, but it's too much damage.
Salmon Force dropped in by OM. But Onyx do not want to take this fight. Another arrow thrown out by Super Prince. The coast is clear. Men all around. Just waiting. Which one's gonna pull the trigger first and take the turtle?
Yeah, okay. JP got caught out there, but wait. Oh, Sanji sidestepping. You mentioned a game of inches there earlier. That arrow almost landed. See if TL. No, it doesn't look like Carl Teasy will be able to get here in time. Another free turtle for Liquid as Carl and OF go up top.
You might just try to trade up top. Kelra burn the flicker. So again, that's something down, but objective going to the hands here. Second turtle to Onyx Philippines. King Kong will secure that. The fight though for the purple one.
King Kong kept his retribution. The confidence in the face of Sanford. Committing, grab the purple. Carl Teasy. He's starving here. And this fight's about to break out. Sanford. Grab the kick by Brusco. Down goes Fritz. Carl Teasy gets his kill. And they're not done. Sanji firing away. JP pops the Pusan. Brusco about half health. Kirk goes for the crack.
Here's Kelra taking a shot off, but there they disengage even with Kirk finding a few and then burning the flicker. So they go ahead and just reset after that.
It's a small consolation as Sanford was able to get the right grab to ensure that Super Prince would get taken down. But the Hayabusa of Carl Teasy does not have his purple buff as King Kong, as mentioned, saved the retribution. They invaded, and now Liquid have to find a way to recover. Thing is, the only way to recovery might be through brute force.
Seems that way. And playing around this kind of pick-off potential. See what they can get. But also, you look at across the lanes there, it's relatively even. You know, they've been doing their... hold on, JP too. He's going to be fine tanking enough. But they've been doing their due diligence to go ahead and maintain as much as they can. And you notice in a lot of these fights and the objectives where Kelra will go ahead and swing down to join them. Because, you know, that Granger's going to be really important to them earlier on to have that physical damage because of this kind of lineup. Because even if you get the Bedang combo off, you got to be able to have that follow-through damage. And sometimes, it lanes
Super Prince got 40 on him. It's going to be enough. Oh, kept in place by Kurt. And now underneath here, too. Up, Kelra gets by OHEM and JP. The Salmon Force still active. Brusco might regret this. Arrow thrown out. No one home. Down by Kurt. Down goes Brusco. OHEM is flying. Kill one gets a triple. Kirk looking to punish. OM gets some
Nggak,
shields.
masih hidup.
Synchro vision
Kuat,
through.
Haris.
Dashing out. Picking this
Bantuin gue.
fight. Salmon Force still on cooldown. It's like amazing. Just claim on the cooldown. Game over a kill. Kirk the shutdown.
The value for OM and the triple there. Massive, massive play for OM. Lord still goes to King Kong.
Carl Daisy hesitated.
Kok bisa Harisanya ke
A
Ami?
hesitation on the retry.
Oh,
I don't think
nggak
he saw
dipakai,
King
Cuk.
from the off angle, and literally King just dashed in retried, and now Carl Daisy has all the regrets.
That's
Bye.
Grand Theft Turtle.
Thank you.
Right there. That's just
Joseph, somebody better call the cops.
somebody get somebody. Because right now they're going to get turned off of that too. Objectives are still building up for Onyx and Brusco, checking things out. So even with whatever OM was able to pull off there, ultimately they still have a lot of ground to cover from not letting this game and this lead slip out of their hands.
A major story thread that underlines our playoffs is redemption. King Kong
Underneath here too, down bottom, Salmon Force not enough to keep OM and JP alive. Onyx just ran through them.
Oh, you can see the confidence building here for Onyx Philippines. They want that game 7. So it was a flicker?
Yeah, Prince flickered. He thought he could get a quick abyssal arrow off the stun Carl Easy. They were still holding on to the turret in mid.
Sanford holding out, pushing back the rest of Onyx, gets the grab onto Kurt. Oh, and now Kelra dashes forward, almost takes out 40.
Oh, Onyx getting closer and closer to forcing game number 7 to leave it to a best of 1 to defend their throne. But this game is not over yet. 3,500 OF's at level 10, Kelra's at level 12. OF doesn't have the Holy Crystal just yet. It's going to take quite some time, while Kelra already up to a Malefic Roar and I believe a Wind of Nature or Sea Halberd. Damage for Onyx, much better.
Oh, JP finds the angle, forces the puissance from JP. That was the point of no return. Calls easy. Shadow. He gets popped by King Kong. Kelra looking to fire back. And Sanford, the Salmon Burst of OHEB, ineffective.
That's a whole lot for Onyx again as they continue to stack on the lead. Carl Teasy still up, but Kirk and Brusco will keep him at bay as long as they can. Shadow kill going to be used, so Kirk is gone.
Oh,
But
Kelra looking at the Baby Cakes duo. Kelra be hungry. Forcing his Salmon Force, stashing through that wall. That was close. Kelra is a map possessed. He just wants to keep going.
I am both equally mesmerized and terrified by the god that Kelra has become in the gold lane. 5-2-0, but it's not just all Kelra. We have to credit King Kong and his efforts, Brusco, Friends, Kirk, everyone on the side of the super fam has showed up when their throne is at most threatened. They hold on and they are playing one of the best games they've played all series long. The entries on point, the man marking, the pickoffs, everything. But can they finish it here? Or will Liquid somehow defend?
like one of those moments that we saw from TLPH when they had this kind of lead. There's Brusco.
Jumping in with the flicker, gets that kick on the 40. Salmon Force dropped in by OM, not gonna be enough. He goes down, Kelra gets a double. Shadow kill by Carl Easy, fails to find anyone. Onyx, scatheless.
Oh, they can still go ahead and punch on it in. There's gonna land, but ultimately they just want these turrets. We'll see that they still hold on to all base turrets right now. Some of the shields are popped. Friends will disengage. Kelra is here. See if they can still cap this one out. Narrow's gonna land, but ultimately the shields keep things together. King Kong will go ahead and back up. So TLPH is okay. They are facing a huge deficit, 8,000 gold, but they stay in the game.
Everything about the lineup of Onyx screams instant gratification at this point. Press ultimate once or twice, burst. Too much for Team Liquid to handle. While the damage output of Team Liquid at this point, again, they're playing around the Kimmy in the mid lane. Yes, the Harith, still on the way to Holy Crystal, not quite there yet in the damage, will deal a lot of damage. It's like there's a process to it. It's more complicated to play the game that Team Liquid wants to play. Well, Onyx can just toss out an Abyssal Arrow, tell King Kong go in, pop her ultimate, tell Kelra, who is so far away from the action, to just toss out the Death Sonata.
It's so much easier right now for Onyx if they have an almost 10,000 gold lead. This is going to be a massive crawl for Liquid and an easy end for Onyx, if ever. The damage under the turret, they're going to break down.
Someone forced dropped in already by Oheb.
Mati,
King
guys.
Kong dies on the side team. Oheb does take out Brusco, but is that going to be enough?
Mati.
Shadow kill! Kalo KZ takes down King Kong. Liquid's first win in quite a while. It comes at the cost of their top lane inhibitor.
18 seconds before the Lord spawns, 27 until King Kong gets back. The minion waves do not look good for Liquid. A Super Prince Kelra and Kurt can hold on here. Liquid cannot blitz anything at this point. They have to play for the dance.
But a chance is a chance. It looks like Liquid is willing to take it. There's not enough of a front line nor a back line damage source to threaten Oheb, to threaten Liquid.
Well, they know King Kong's not back up just yet, so they might go for the blitz here. JP up on the front side, gonna try to keep Kirk at bay.
Fritz still throwing out these arrows. Kong easy got hit by one. JP goes. The retribution, the shadow kill. Kong easy secures. Gets taken out by Kelra. Liquid PH getting on out of here. The coast is clear, but Liquid might not be able to back out. Brusco takes out Oheb. Lord spawns.
Oh, Sanji's still up, but Sanford's gonna have to sacrifice himself. They might have more, but they're wiped out.
Ladies and gentlemen, all over the world, it is my pleasure to say we're going all the
Masih ada satu
way.
lagi guys, final
Game number 7 for immortality.
Oke guys, sampai
It
ketemu lagi
falls
di
down
game
to
ketiga.
one last one between the gods of the game and Team Liquid. We wouldn't have it any other way. We're gonna have to throw it over to the panel, Brigida and Ingan, to break down this game
Main
6.
game lama soalnya.
There's so many ways to
Oke,
stop him
game
in his
terakhir.
hands.
Usa right out of the gate.
Okay.
And the oh! JP. Team Liquid Philippines are pulling out all the stops. When they won the championship in FPL Philippines Season 13, it was the height of Chip. And in this Game 7 for Immortality, they bring out the Chip yet again. This time paired up with a Loyi. Ling for King Kong. Assassin versus assassin. The best picks on the board. But what will OHEB end up with? As Onyx will most likely take the Granger out.
Ranger out.
Does that mean the Filipino sniper will end up with the Beatrix?
Oh! Callbacks after callbacks. Nice you kept mentioning Throwback Thursday. Everything's throwing it back right now.
Okay.
Oh. Onyx, who are they going to respect this time still? No XP laners and gold laners. Will it be the Granger, the Moscow fans for South Earth, or the Beatrix or the Filipino sniper?
Yeah, it can be for Team Liquid Philippines, though. The XP laners might be huge X factors as well in terms of their bans for the next few, or in terms of their first two bans. They take out the Pro instead, however, but fortunately for them, at least they don't need to worry about the AoE mages. The Selena's already revealed to us by Onyx Philippines, so it's mostly just really on the XP laners and the roamers that they'll have to worry about in terms of landing those diversions and shortcuts.
You guys mentioned that Glue for sure will be present almost 100% in this game, but we see it now.
Rangers, Phobius is out, excuse me, I'm very excited about that Granger. The Badang could be a very good option for Onyx and needs to be respected by Liquid. One of the best, too much magic damage already, they need a little bit more if they want concurrent ones. Edith is still actually in play for Onyx. We haven't seen it all series for long. And it's been a rare pick this entire playoffs. But it could show up. The Joe out, mobility, Matilda gone as well. Bash is gone. Khalid might be in play for Onyx. Khalid Batang.
Khalid Badang, Charizla. There's a Gatot too. If they want to consider the AOG, just jumping in whenever Team Liquid Philippines actually tries to go for a setup.
Hilda.
Oh, but they pick up the Hilda. They might want to replicate how they denied Carl Tizzy so much in the previous game.
All I ask for is to get a Beatrix on OHEB.
If we're not seeing the Lancelot on Carl Tizzy this series, then at least the
give us
Beatrix
that.
for OM.
Beatrix to Rizla. You need something tanky. Beatrix Glue, I think, maybe. I think it'll be another Glue game for Sanford. How's he gonna feel about that? And it's so mobile. Maybe throw it back a Benedetta even. Now still the Granger. Sticking to what has worked in the meta for Liquid. Playing around Fanji's Loyi. Can I just say, Sanford has not played MLBB this series. He's played Glue.
I don't know how it feels to play all Glue. I mean, Hans probably knows. But like, it's not that much of the action XP laners we've been seeing from Sanford. Now it's the Gatot catch that they pick up to wrap up this draft. Woo! Oh my goodness.
Before we analyze, I just want to say, Rita Ingan, thank you for an amazing season. You have done amazing this Grand Finals panel. I am so proud of you two. Let's witness history together.
I'm so proud of you two. We have Rose, our mentors. Guys, the drafts are set for Game 7. In the 7 long years, we have witnessed legends, titans come out on top. But this game will determine who will be immortalized and raise the Immortal Cup. It's a battle between S13, S14 champions. Battle between M4, M6 champions. Battle between the gold and the young gold. This is the grand finals. Game 7 underway.
You got it all riding on, and once again, it's us, the Wee Bear Bros to bring you Game 7, the last one of S15. Who will raise that Immortal Cup?
Pop quiz. This is our first collective best of 7 that we share as a desk. Quick action to mid. Super Prince already at half health. Sanji as well. Quick peek at the emblems.
Okay, nothing too crazy. Except for Super Prince's Abyssal Arrows constantly landing in the center of the map.
Aduh,
Time itself holds its breath
motor guys.
for this moment in history. For those who achieve immortality, dare not be afraid of the passing of the ages. Can the timeless legacy of Carl TZ be immortalized by being the first to win the Immortal Cup and winning his 4th MPL trophy? Or will Onyx continue the destiny they've been writing as the gods of the king since December?
This is the first time we've seen Gatot in quite a while.
Yeah, he's been kind of missing, for this series anyway. And it could end up being quite the pick, especially depending on Super Friends. Like, you guys saw his smile in the draft.
Yeah.
Like, this was clearly, a choice between him and, of course, the coaching staff behind him to go ahead and lock this in with confidence. We know that, Briscoe charging on in.
An arrow to go with it. JP backing out, flickering through. Tempest Ablaze by King Kong. Another false engage. An arrow by Super Prince. Like Kung Fu Masters. These two just keep going.
Clutch flick, clutch battle spell, and Super Friend showing why he's been deemed the monster mage on the Selena. Keeping Team Liquid Philippines at bay, they are uncomfortable with their rotations in the center of the map because of all the Abyssal Arrows.
It's really frightening if you've been against, say, Selena in your own, matches. The amount of reach, technically, that she has to cause an effect here. Here's a diversion, though.
Interesting. Double laning that the Liquid have done. Brusco here, very low. Got that grab on him. Sanji just wailing away. Kirk goes down. Carly's done first blood. Oh, and takes down Brusco. Look at King Kong coming through. They can now count easy. Tempest of Blades out. 2 for 1 the exchange. Super Prince still dashing around. The shortcut still active. Oheb says, does not get to get out of there. Gets hit by Super Prince's arrow.
Okay, he backs off. Oheb was in trouble. But ultimately, it leads down to some extra gold in the hands of Kelra, and this turtle's still up.
Super Prince delaying that means Keller had all the time in the world to farm up even more. Oheb has a kill, but that Harith is scaling, and they have to watch out for it. Team Liquid Philippines, let's see how they're going to play the next sequence, knowing that the Abyssal Arrow is something they really need to deal with.
Turtles up. It's for the taking. TL's in position.
Retribution range. King Kong secures. Not a response from Liquid. What are they planning?
They could decide to give it up. They didn't want to take the risk. Hell, right lane. Winning against Oheb so far.
This has been. Sometimes I wish we had another camera where we could just watch the goal lane. Because these two when they're playing, they're always going at it. They're always trading, and there's always a moment where one of them goes down or not. But ultimately, they've tested the limits between each other in that gold lane, and that's what we love to see.
Difficult thing also playing up against a Gatot Kacha as a chip lineup is that the taunt of the Gatot works similarly to how we saw the Kufra gave headaches to JP earlier. The Tyrant's Rage, Revenge, the Bouncing Balls even. So, as always now, JP really needs to be on point. King Kong in the mid, sees Sanji. Items no clear advantages just yet, still very close in the gold.
Okay, bringing it down to it again. Kind of a little bit of a breather here after everything we've seen. And we got to remember throughout the series how it's been relatively longer games, aside, each team getting their own kind of dominating game throughout this. And both these lineups can actually provide the potential to scale up really quickly, get momentum. But the thing is, as good as Onyx Philippines has been doing, kind of managing this early portion of the game, the amount of utility throughout the entire game, the mid and late especially, that the lineup that TLPH has, could actually be troublesome for Onyx Philippines. So I want to see how they're going to go ahead and play against that. I mean, we're talking about a Chip and a Louis.
But 5 minutes, Joseph, you got to wonder, maybe too much is too much, right? What do you do with the fact that you can fold the map and then do it again? Really, there's not much output from Ohib yet or Carl Teasy. They do spot Kirk, force him out of that brush, and then they just do it again. They jockey for position. Turtle spawning at about 5.
Center of the map, Sanji blown up. Super Fizz took a lot of damage as well, though. Gold lane, that's relatively undisturbed. If Liquid lose this big time, it will be massive considering they're up against a Harith. So this might be the play. Send Chip with the Granger. So if Liquid lose this, they can instantly shortcut down to the bottom lane.
You can see what's happening here. Yeah, you're playing around the chip right now. You're going to put pressure here on the bottom side. Kalo knows it. Oh, conceals can be used from JP. Are they going to go?
Flickers in with a
Ya Allah. Maafin guys.
shortcut. The 7-force drop. Kelra goes in, dashes through, gets taken out by Sanji. And they split out. The diversion to the exit. A feint. King Kong and Super Prince unbothered. Oheb pushes. The turtle here started off by Onyx. JP can spot him. But how do they get back in?
Liquid looks very good for them. All Onyx though, in full control still. Carl Teasy cannot get close enough.
Could be 100% turtles here for Onyx. That seems to be the case, as it's only Sanford looking for a grab. Dashing through and around the remaining members of the Super Fam. Grabs one. The AOG, the answer by Brusco. Sanford, let's go. Kirk very low. Salmon forced by Kelra. Tempers ablaze at the back line. King Kong.
Oh, an arrow! The arrow's going to land on Oheb, and Oheb. Time to flicker out. The fight's going to be able to break out, and Carl Teasy looking for the damage here.
Mr. 2K finds the Filipino savage. Oheb, down goes Brusco. Carl double kill for GL1.
Oheb and Carl Teasy coming up big time. The Monster Mage almost dashed the hopes of Liquid there, but Liquid held on. The man who they'll name awards after one day is hell-bent on adding immortality to his own.
Damn straight. There's already a world champion named after him.
Oh, man. It's just, in a matter of that exchange, you get a nice lead for TLPH. They can now build on this. Yes, they lost the Turtles, the objectives at first, but that shows that their fighting prowess is playing around that utility, is playing around punishing Onyx Philippines if they're not able to take care of who they need to. And right now, a lot of the times, that's Kelra. He's got to be able to stay alive and farm up on this Harris.
Slowly but surely, I think I see the mad genius behind Coach RC's draft, behind Liquid's plans here. They want to rope a dope, not just in team fights, but across the map.
It takes 10 damn hours to fly to Riyadh from the Philippines. If you can shorten travel time within the Land of Dawn in the best of 7 grand finals, you take that. They're already thinking about the flight. We want to rotate the map, we do it quicker.
They've been there too.
If only we had portals in real life, you know?
I wish.
And shortcuts that we just drop down.
We still end up with the economy version, though.
Hey, I'll take that over just actually traveling. But going back to the game, right now, it's still nothing too devastating for Onyx Philippines. It's a 2,000 gold deficit. The Lord is coming up. They have somewhat control. I mean, at least they got the one turret down on the top side. But it's TLPH just blitzing the Lord here. It's holding at half health.
Oh, their only hope is if King Kong dashes in, looking for that angle. Oh, DC with the retribution. Down goes Brusco. It's looking ugly for Onyx. They know that that's the truth of the situation. They back off.
King Kong was blocked by JP. The overtime, the crash course by the chip stopped him from being in retribution range. Remember the fact, hanging over Onyx heads, JP has never lost to Onyx Philippines in the grand finals of MPLPH.
To add to that, Carl Teasy, Liquid as a whole is leading in Lord takes, Lord control through the roof. And now they're going to steal away King Kong's purple.
They're taking everything here. Just in what I thought wasn't too bad of a situation for Onyx Philippines based off everything that Lord and everything they're taking in the jungle. Onyx Philippines is going to find themselves with their backs against the wall at this point, under the 10-minute mark already. And we've seen this earlier in the series. They're going to have to go ahead and buckle in and get ready to just buy time here. This Lord is making its way. They're going to have to deal with it. King Kong took some of that damage. Your shield's going to pop and clear out the Lord here, but they're going to lose some of the tier 2 turrets.
Carl actually forces Tempest of Blaze out. Oh, entry by Brusco!
Through an arrow. AOG locked in. Down goes Brusco. A grab from Sanford. Goes off of cooldown in just a wee bit. Another holy defense pop.
Costly play by Team Liquid. This means that they have a chance of actually starting to break inhibitor turrets. The window is starting to close for the gods of the game as the cavalry is inching ever closer to climbing Olympus and reclaiming what was once theirs.
TLPH, 2 shields down of Onyx Philippines' base, just eyes them out just outside of the walls. They've got not much else to take except maybe that shield up top. but they might just have to reset again. TLPH knowing they have to take the discipline route, as stampede as they can be. They still have to respect what Onyx Philippines can do, but look at the disparity in the items here.
Okay. Only up to the Thunderbelt Dreadnought armor for that Gauntlet Kacha. Not a lot of magic defense items for Onyx, and that's a problem because the low Yi is one of the main damage sources that Team Liquid has. Same goes for the little bit of magic damage dealt by a chip. They have some radiant armors to answer that. But King Kong, will he get his purple buff?
Got it.
Secured.
Threaded the needle. That was very difficult. The rest of Onyx was just ready to collapse it if ever something went wrong.
That's 24 seconds gone for the retribution, though. Team Liquid should know the time, but I think it will be back, yes. By the time the objectives are up. Lord, okay, Berserker's Fury, Frostclaws in this battle for the Ling, 3 core items also for Kronti's Hayabusa. King Kong spotted out, but not in trouble.
Hate to say it, there's 2,000 gold between Oheb and Kelrites.
It was that play in the early game, man.
Yeah.
It put Kelra behind.
It's a mid-game snowball.
Yeah.
Oheb is so damn rich.
He's got so much money right now. Lord is up. Carl Teaser will go ahead and start this up on Philippines. They might have to pull something out of the back here to make this work. An arrow's going to land, but you don't follow it up just yet. Now under half health. They still calculate this out here.
40, protected starboard. They jump in on it. Kirk bites it. Lord, at about half health, an arrow misses its mark. Sanford clearing the fence brush, clearing the Y brush, and on it, call it quits. They don't want none of this.
Nothing they can do about that, even with Kirk down. TLPH, massive lead ahead. They'll get prepped and ready to march towards the base and possibly end it here against Onyx Philippines.
The Granger Loyi burst, way too much. The wave clear for Onyx, difficult to pull off. 7,000 in the gold. King Kong steals a buff away from Carl TZ. No purple for the Hayabusa, but they have the Lords, they have the minions, and they have the lead. Will they have immortality at the end of this siege?
It's a big push for them. Full force for Onyx Philippines. The arrow is going to be thrown out. There's a conceal, though, coming in for the base here.
JP setting it up. Look at the angle.
Brusco.
By Brusco charging up that taunt right in the middle. Smack down. Down goes Oheb. King Kong finds him. Tempest of blades up into the skies. The diversion. Down goes Sanji. Liquid forced to back off. That was not how they saw it coming. King Kong gets shadow kill on him. It's an on-ring. He figures out another AOG. They want to take out Brusco. Round of firepower to the remaining members of Liquid.
They stay calm, they stay collected, and Onyx Philippines will stay in the game.
Brusco had an MVP performance earlier, and he just pulled off an MVP save. He got Oheb in the taunt. We talked about the unbreakable, perfect target by the Bruiser, and a perfect follow-up by King Kong. Liquid, though, are still definitely in the lead and in the game, but Onyx are beginning to see the light of hope beyond the clouds.
Half a second of that crunch. Half a second of the diversion could have saved Sanji, could have saved Liquid from much more pain, but this does shrink their gold lead, cutting it in half.
Holy Crystal built already for Kelra. Rome boots blessings all around for both Onyx and Liquid, so that their lowest gold earner can catch up in the EXP and the gold. Right now, it's both roamers for both sides.
Onyx Philippines bought themselves the time that they needed, but the question is, was it enough? Or do they still need more? The fight for the purple buff for now. TLPH on this side of the jungle. They know they still have a lead. They gotta calculate this though too. Carl Tees will go ahead and get in there. King Kong wants the purple buff to set things up for the next objective, but he'll get it. King Kong's fine.
No dice. It's 40 versus the world. I think if Sanford just stepped in maybe an inch more, maybe 2 or 3 units, that would have been a little more awkward. He could have caught the arrow instead, but I think Liquid just want to play the safe, play it clean.
We're at this point where Onyx is within reach, and Liquid now has to be so darn careful with everything they have to do now. Kirk can only do so much, but a little bit of control of the burst coming in from the hill that might become a difference maker again, especially if they can get either the low Yi or the Granger, get one or the other down, and Onyx increases their chances of lifting up the Immortal Cup. Liquid, they have to play the best dance, best game they've played in a while. They want to end this before the 20-minute mark.
This This is so tough. Again, a lot of this relying on Kirk. Kirk can't get caught out here and taken down or dragged out. Brusco probably conceal again. Little unbreakable charge, but this is just Sanford that they spot out. It'll go for a reset for now. Not the ideal angle for either team just yet.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I think Liquid heard the concealed blade and just dispersed and looked for another entry.
You have two ways to potentially end it if you're Liquid.
Ay,
Lord
mamimi.
brute force or do it
Pero
again.
mamimi.
A portal.
Okay, okay.
Can they?
Kabuka. Oh,
Certainly can
dapat,
here again.
dapat.
Look at this.
Nanti
Good
lokal.
placements for JP under half health. And then
Nice.
Retribution by Mr. 2K.
Oh, mati,
Tempest the Blade
mati.
knocks out
Sampai
Sanford.
mati.
Kelra takes him down. It's a man out for the cavalry. JP catches an arrow, but still, the surgical approach. Liquid gets a diversion in. The off angle. Onyx. They anticipated this AOG just to make sure Brusco can close the gap.
They knew they couldn't risk it. JP will have his shortcut available to bring Sanford back faster into the game. Minion waves crashing in. Enhanced they are. 16 minutes in Liquid. This looks good for them to end. But can they avoid another Onyx clapback?
Setengah darah,
Oh,
cuy.
easy, almost forced to respond there. The Lord is inside the base.
Ya mati dong.
He counters his
Aduh, kalah
almost
blunder.
gone.
Cross easy finds
Kalah
him. Shadow
blunder.
kill. Kirk follows up.
Aduh.
And that's just 3 members
Aduh.
left for the Super Fam. King
Aduh.
Kong doing his hardest to clear the waves. The
Aduh.
Lord gets taken down. Cavalry.
Mati.
Super
Oh,
Fam.
super
We're
friends.
about to witness a new age in
Oke, sip
MLBP.
tenang.
Brusco goes down. Tempest
Sip.
Blades in disguise. But
Nice.
it's too late. The cavalry
Nice,
reclaim the throne.
guys.
Stampeding through.
Akhirnya ini kalah.
Stallions now immortals.
Mantap, guys.
Team
Gila.
Liquid Philippines will
Mantap
get
Liquid
the job
Philippines,
done in
guys. Sama
Game
Onyx.
7.
Kemarin kalah
Change the
loh mereka.
name, but the spark always
Gila,
remained.
mereka.
Their aura never waned. Their legacy will now echo as Team Liquid are
Oke guys, thank you udah
immortal.
nonton. Sekali lagi thank you, walaupun gak dinyalain gak apa-apa.
Your
Tapi
MPL Philippines
kalian udah
Season
nonton, udah
15
senang. Oke,
champion.
sampai ketemu lagi di MPL ID.
They crawl
Nanti
through the
kita
lower
live lagi,
bracket.
oke? Bye-bye.
They